Hi everyone, it's great to see you. So today I'm going to be doing a direct comparison of all those fantastic graphics filters when you're running the latest version of Sol 2.0 and the latest version of CSP. This will give you some performance indicators, what they actually look like and which one you might prefer for your Assetto Corsa. I recently released another video that looks at A3PP, Sol Extra and Clutch, and they are all fantastic filters. So this is to be used as a companion video to that video, so I'll drop the link in the description. And guys, all the mods that are in this video are all going to be linked in the description for you guys too. I also want to thank you for all your support and suggestions. It is really helping me to grow the channel. And if you are new here, do check out the rest of the videos on the channel. There's lots of Assetto Corsa on there, as well as other sim racing. And this week I am going to be bringing modding and gameplay from Dirt 2 to the channel. Okay guys, let's jump right in then. To showcase the graphics today, I'm going to be using this awesome Mazda 787B. This is the 1.4 version from Patrick Sander. This is not the KUNOS version, this is another version, and it is absolutely awesome. Got some great libraries as well, so do check this out in the description. For this comparison, I'm going to be running all exactly the same graphic settings. So I'm running in 2K, I've got Sol on Ultra, everything else is maxed out on CSP, and I'm also going to be showing the render stats on my rig as I go through these side by side. What I won't be doing is telling you which one is the best filter, because it is all down to you. I have used all these filters and they're all fantastic. So this is just your side by side comparison. For the replays today, I'm going to be using this Isle of Man TT track, which is fantastic. So if you haven't got it yet, do download it, and I'll drop the link in the description below. To start the comparison off then, let's start with Sol. So I am running the latest version of Sol, that is the latest release version, which is 2.0.2, and I'm also running the latest CSP version that's not preview, not the rain versions. So in the latest version of Sol, you've got a number of different standard PP filters. You've got a standard Sol and a standard Sol Extra, which are the main ones. This is Sol Extra, so this has got a few more bells and whistles on it, and I prefer this to the standard Sol one. Render stats are about 54 frames per second, and I really like the look and feel of this Sol Extra. Next up is Adam's Sol Enhanced. So this was a filter that I actually covered very early in my channel, and I was actually running this for a couple of months and I really enjoyed using it before the latest Sol ones came out. So I think this one looks great too. As you can see, the colours are slightly different and it's a bit more muted. I think it's a little bit more realistic, not quite as bright. It runs fantastic. Currently getting about 45 frames per second, and remember, I'm using exactly the same replay here, the same graphics. All I'm doing is swapping the post-processing filter, so you can get a direct side-by-side comparison. Next up is Natural Graphics mod. I have covered this mod in detail on a previous video. I think it was September, October last year. Really like this mod, and I do use this extensively when I'm running on free roam tracks. It's very crisp, the colours are very crisp and light too. And as you can see, side by side there is quite a considerable difference in the look and feel of some of these PP filters. Performance wise, again, this is about 45 to 50 frames per second, and again this is a direct comparison on exactly the same replay. Another really popular filter is this Immersive filter. Now this is the standard Immersive Natural, and I'm running this without reshade. So if you do install this mod, you can actually enable reshade, and that will change some of the settings and the look and feel of it. To keep this as a direct comparison, I've just run it exactly as it is out the box. As you can see, again about 45 to 50 frames per second. The colours are a little bit deeper, it's a little bit darker, but again, these are fantastic pieces of work, and all the modders are doing a fantastic job on these filters. I will go into a little bit more detail at the end of the video on the release updates of these PP filters, and also about the modders themselves. Last in this section of comparison then is Horizon Shades. So Horizon Shades comes in two parts. You've got the Horizon Shades PP filter, which is what we're showing here, and that's currently running just under 50 frames per second. And then you've also got the Horizon Shades Weather. So a lot of you will be using Sol with the weather straight out of the box, but you can actually add Horizon Shades Weather onto that as well, and you can actually get different versions of the weather effects too. Again, there are lots of settings on these PP filters that you can actually change to your preference, even within the main out the box settings. But what I've done here for these direct comparisons is drag and drop these into Content Manager, into the paid for version of Content Manager. They're all set up as out of the box so you can get this comparison. Now that we've done a render stat comparison of a replay in slow motion, let's have a look at the car in detail with render stats. Here we can get a much better close-up view of what the graphics are actually doing. So this is running about 70 frames per second. This is Adam's Sol Enhanced. So this is by IG ADVM. The last release on this was actually August 2020, and this is still working flawlessly for me with the latest versions of Sol and CSP. Just on the transition here, you can see how different some of these PP filters actually look. This is the natural graphics mod, and this is by Chris Kennedy. It was actually released in December 2014, but the latest version of this is from January this year, 2021. This has got lots of updates for Sol 2, so do check out the page and do support the modders, as I always say. Performance wise on here is very similar. This is currently running at 68 to 70 frames per second in this close-up. I also just have to say again how good this Mazda looks on these close-ups. There is so much work gone into these by the modders, so do support them when you drop onto their pages. And if you've not downloaded this Mazda 787B yet, do grab it. The link is in the description below. This immersive filter then is by LMAT Pro, and again a very different look and feel from the last PP filter. Currently running about 67-68 frames per second here, so very similar performance again. The last update on this was August last year, 2020, but again I've had no issues with this. It runs really well with the latest version of Sol and CSP, and a very different look and feel for you. And again, you can see the difference the PP filters make when we fade into the next version, which is the Horizon Shades PP filter. Much brighter, much more crisp. I think this looks really good in this close-up. This is one of my favourites on the close-ups, and I do use Horizon Shades as well as the Clutch PP filter to do some of my screenshots and also my thumbnails for YouTube. Horizon Shades is by Master, and it has got the latest update from January 2021 for all the latest versions of Sol and CSP. Do also check out Master's Horizon Shades Weather, as he does some fantastic work. I did cover A3PP filter and Clutch filter in my last video, but I just thought I'd put them on here for comparison. So A3PP, the last update is from December 2020, and it's by Morocco 2. Again, awesome work. This is a lot of people's favourites, and as a direct comparison I think this stacks up really well. And then the last one is Clutch, and again there's a lot of latest releases from Clutch, and I will drop his Discord link in the description below. I also love this one for taking screenshots and for my YouTube thumbnails, and I'm sure you'll all agree that all of these look absolutely awesome. So which one do you like? Which one do you want? All the links are in the description below, and I hope this comparison has really helped you to put these side by sides and understand what they can all do. I just want to thank you for all the suggestions and comments in my last video about Sol 2 and those PP filters that I covered. This is all the popular PP filters now, side by side comparison, and I hope that really helps you to make your decision on what you want to run on Assetto Corsa. Thank you so much for watching as ever, and thank you for all your continued support. If you are new here, do check out the channel, and I'd love to have you on board. Thank you guys, and I'll see you very soon.